Hey, what's going on, everyone? This is the Kid DC Wrestling back at again with another video. Happy Easter Sunday or Resurrection Sunday, whatever you want to call it. I'm actually pre-recording this video on Saturday, because with today being Easter, as of the timing of this video being uploaded, spending time with the family, celebrating, Christ and everything. So that's obviously why this video is being pre-recorded. But nonetheless, this is my WWE Wrestlemania 37 predictions, and we're not going to waste any time. This WrestleMania 37 build has been horrible. I think this has been one of the worst WrestleMania builds in a long time. That I even addressed it, in a few videos previously, that the biggest problem with WrestleMania is not the card, because the card looks good, especially night 2, but the build up has been horrible. The build up has been bad, really bad. And I feel like that the WWE should have done a better job with promoting, with it, because this is your biggest show. The fact that you're going into your big show with no build that's not good. That is not good. So we're gonna kick off with I'm actually gonna kick off with probably the worst match of the not the worst match, but the worst feud of the entire card, night 1 and night 2. Braun Strowman versus Shane McMahon in a steel cage match. It sucks because this might actually be a pretty good, decent match. The only sad thing is that, again, this buildup has just been horrible. But, this is going to be an easy win, man. Strowman's getting the win. I think what they're going to do, especially if, McIntyre wins, they'll go with McIntyre and Strowman for the WWE Championship at Money in the Bank, which I believe is the next pay-per-view after WrestleMania, but I don't know. But, it is what it is. All right, so we got a singles match between Cesaro and Seth Rollins. Man, this is going to be a really good matchup between both men. I got Cesaro winning this one. I know it's going to be kind of crazy because Rollins is about to lose his second straight WrestleMania match. He lost last year against Kevin Owens. This year he's losing against Cesaro, but I think they're going to give the win to Cesaro because I think they're going to start building up Cesaro. Like I said, because the next pay-per-view might be Money in the Bank, so Cesaro might be challenging for the Universal Championship, or he'll be one of the participants in the Money in the Bank if the Money in the Bank is the next pay-per-view. But again, this is gonna be a great match, and they have been really starting to show Cesaro off, even though Cesaro still can't really cut that great promo, but obviously great in the ring. This is gonna be a great match. Cesaro's gonna pick up the win, no doubt. We got a tag team match playa for the Raw Tag Team Championships. The New Day versus AJ Styles and Omos. This will be Omos' debut match at WrestleMania. Well, not just his debut match at WrestleMania, but his first match in the WWE. I still don't get why you took the titles off the Hurt Business, breaking up the Hurt Business. As much as I am a fan of the New Day, I think, putting the titles on the New Day this close to Mania was just not good. And then no real build with AJ and Omos. Just AJ and Omos just coming out saying, we want the titles, and the match getting, made. And that's a lot of with these, matches, these championship matches. Especially with night 2 with Asuka and Rhea Ripley. AJ and Omos are picking up the win. I'm actually really curious to see what Omos is going to do. Is he going to shine? How is he going to be? I know Bad Bunny's making his debut, but, he's wrestling. But Omos is wrestling as well. So just really curious to see what he's going to do. Speaking of Bad Bunny, we got Bad Bunny taking on The Miz. Now, originally, I looked like this was going to be a tag team match with Bad Bunny and Damian Priest taking on The Miz and Morrison. But obviously, I believe Morrison got injured, and even Damian Priest suffered. Well, both of them suffered minor injuries, apparently. So that's why it's Bad Bunny versus The Miz. I actually heard, Triple H, I believe, even said on his conference call for his NXT Stand and Deliver that Bad Bunny has been coming to the Performance Center. He actually moved to Orlando for a short time period. He's been training at the Performance Center, getting ready for his match at WrestleMania. So I could respect Bad Bunny for that. I don't listen to Bad Bunny. I know he's popular, but I don't listen to him. But this could be interesting. So Bad Bunny's obviously getting the win. I think this will be Bad Bunny's last appearance, though. Like after WrestleMania, he won't be on TV that much anymore. So I'm really curious to see what they'll do with Damian Priest. Hopefully he doesn't get lost in the shuffle and then compete for the 24/7 championship. Okay, so what looks like will be the semi-main event. Yes, it should be. Well, it shouldn't be the main event. Sorry, Stans, but it's the truth. Sasha Banks versus Bianca Belair for the SmackDown Women's Championship. Man, oh man, you guys know I am a fan of Bianca Belair. I love everything about her. And as much as I would love to see Bianca Belair come with the win, I do think that Sasha is going to retain her title. If Bianca wins, awesome. This is one of those matches where I really don't care who wins, really. But I do think Sasha is going to pick up the win because this whole feud has kind of brought both Bianca and Sasha down, in my opinion, especially Bianca. So just might as well just keep the title on Sasha. And now the main event, Bobby Lashley versus Drew McIntyre for the WWE Championship. I don't know what the hell Baron Corbin is in this feud for. I don't know what he's got to do. I don't know if he's even going to be involved in this match. I don't know. As much as I think they're gonna get the win to McIntyre probably. Because obviously it's going to be in a crowd. Drew finally gets his moment. He finally gets to win the WWE Championship in front of crowds. But in my personal opinion, I'm actually predicting that Bobby Lashley wins because you've been building Lashley up as this dominant force, and then he becomes champion only for him to be a transitional champion, which is not good in my opinion. So Lashley beats Drew, and yeah. So that's how I think you should end WrestleMania. But then again, they're probably not. They'll just give the one to McIntyre probably. But I am predicting that Bobby wins. Okay, so to kick off night 2 predictions, we have Riddle versus Sheamus for the United States Championship. Sheamus has been killing it, man. He's been having great matches. I'm actually predicting that, Sheamus gets the win here. I think Sheamus needs to win the title. He hasn't been champion in a long time. Riddle was more of a taking the transitional champion, just taking the title off Lashley. And, Riddle, I just don't know, man. Riddle, sorry, I forgot what I was going to say. Never mind. Let me move on because I was about to say something else about Riddle, but I forgot. I'm sorry. Sorry, guys. Okay, so nonetheless, we got Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn with Logan Paul. Yes, I'm saying that. Logan freaking Paul. I'm still shocked. I'm like, I never expected Logan Paul to be on WWE TV. But nonetheless, Owens is picking up the win here. This is going to be, I guess, a pretty good match. But Owens is going to pick up the win here. All right, so we have a Nigerian drum fight for the WWE Intercontinental Championship as Big E defends his title against Apollo Crews. I love this new Apollo Crews heel character. You guys know me. I hope Apollo Crews wins. He needs to win at WrestleMania. He needs to become the new WWE Intercontinental Champion. The Fiend Bray Wyatt versus Randy Orton. Now, as I'm recording this video, they haven't, in my personal opinion, I think this might be a Firefly Funhouse match or a cinematic match. Because really, no match, ugh. But the Fiend's going to win this one, obviously, because, why not? Why would you give it to Orton? Orton doesn't need it. Okay, so Asuka versus Rhea Ripley for the Raw Women's Championship. See, this is the same thing. This is a problem. So you have Rhea Ripley. Now, don't get me wrong. I love Rhea Ripley, NXT, especially NXT. Rhea Ripley was my girl, and she still is. And don't get me wrong, I'm happy that Rhea is getting a title opportunity rather than chase the 24/7 championship or just do fucking jack shit and just eat in catering and just do nothing. But the problem with this is that Rhea hasn't been built. She hasn't been built properly yet for her. She's going to win the title, but the problem with her title win is that she hasn't been organically built yet. Like she hasn't been getting wins. You know what I mean? Like she just came out and just like said, "Oh, I'm ready for you, Asuka. Give me the title match," and then she gets a title match. If that's the case, then shouldn't Peyton Royce receive a title match? Because Rhea Ripley did the exact same shit that Peyton Royce was doing on Raw Talk. I am ready for Asuka. Give me Asuka. Shouldn't Peyton Royce get an opportunity? Well, then again, that would have been a squash match anyway. But Shayna called out Asuka. Nia called out. Shouldn't they just? Because I don't know. But nonetheless, Rhea Ripley's winning. Just let Rhea dominate. This whole Asuka, good God, I mean, they booked Asuka bad as champ. Like, they booked her as shit. You know, like, poor like she hasn't been dominant. And she hasn't even defended her title that much. Alright, so the main event, the triple threat match for the WWE Universal Championship, Roman Reigns versus Edge versus Daniel Bryan. You know, it's so crazy how this is taking place on April 11th, exactly 10 years to the day that Edge actually announced his retirement. 10 years that Edge announced his retirement from in competition. And it's so crazy because if you were to tell me on April 11th, 2011, that, hey, young blood, keep your head up, Edge will be back. He's going to be back in 10 years, and he's going to face Daniel Bryan and Roman Reigns for the Universal Championship, and Paul Heyman's going to be by Roman Reigns' side. First off, I would have been like, well, who the hell is Roman Reigns? Why is Heyman with them? Daniel Bryan's a jobber, and Edge is retired. I basically would have looked at you and called you crazy, but here we are. I want Roman to win, but I think they're going to give it to Edge. So I'm actually going to go with Edge on this one. Now, a lot of people are saying that, oh, Daniel, like they've been saying this since this beginning of this match started. Daniel doesn't need to be in the main event. Daniel doesn't need it. Daniel Bryan doesn't need it. And you're right, he doesn't need it. He had his moment in the sun. He had his moment. WrestleMania 30. He doesn't need to fight for it. But from a match standpoint, it makes sense. Daniel Bryan is there to take the pin. He is there to take the pin. Edge or Roman, whoever walks out as Universal Champion, Daniel's taking the pin. Daniel is not walking out as Universal Champion. Daniel Bryan is done after WrestleMania. This is going to be his last match for a while because after WrestleMania, Daniel Bryan's just going to be a part-timer. This is going to be a great match, a really great match. Probably the match of the night or match of the weekend potentially. But, you know, this having Edge win, you know, it's gonna be good, but I really want to see Reigns win because I think Reigns should hold the title for a little bit longer, but I think they're gonna give it to Edge just because of that. You know, like, hey, like I did this 10 years ago, I retired, and now I'm back fighting for the Universal Championship. And you know what would be a really cool moment? You guys know how at WrestleMania 35 when Daniel Bryan was the Eco champion and Kofi defeated him and the New Day was there and they revealed the new WWE Championship. Well, it was the old one, but before Daniel Bryan got rid of it. It would be amazing if Edge won the WWE title. I mean the Universal title. Or he shows up on SmackDown the next week and he gets rid of the Universal Championship and brings back the World Heavyweight Championship. Now, that will be freaking amazing, and that would be awesome. But unfortunately, the chances of that happening is 0 to none. So, yeah. Anyways, guys, that's my WrestleMania predictions. I hope you guys enjoyed. Guys, prepare yourselves because this next week, man, good God Almighty, it's going to be a big week. Monday, because it's spring break for me, I will be doing a Raw review. I might do a Hall of Fame review. I don't really watch the Hall of Fame that much. You know, I don't. Sorry, guys, I just don't. Wednesday, NXT TakeOver Stand to Deliver, Night 1 review, and then the next night, Night 2 Friday Night SmackDown, well, the WrestleMania special of Friday Night SmackDown review. And then the next night, WrestleMania Night 1 review, and then the next night, WrestleMania Night 2 review. And I might actually be going on a break, actually, after, WrestleMania is over until, like, the next pay-per-view, like Money in the Bank or something. I might. I'm not saying I am, but 50% chance of that happening. So, anyways, this has been the Kid DC Wrestling. Subscribe, comment, like, favorite. Tell your family, tell your friends about the Kid DC Wrestling. Again, this has been the Kid DC Wrestling. And so, yeah.